What's up, everybody? It's Brandon, and I'm back with another Top 5 Thursday, and this one yet again, is courtesy of Zach Stairwalt. Now, I was kind of forced to a standstill on this Top 5 Thursday. Definitely one of the harder ones I've had to do. There was a couple, I believe, that were brought back from previous posts, especially Adam Walls. I feel for you, dude. I really wanted to do Top 5 Vince Vaughn. I really did. And that does not mean we will not do Top 5 Vince Vaughn. I really want to do that one. So please bring it back. I promise you, you're not annoying me. Your wish will be made one of these days, and maybe even by one of the three other guys if they also decide to do a Top 5 Thursday this week. Obviously, I'm going to do them every week. But Zach Stairwalt, man, the more I kept thinking about all these top 5 options, I was stuck. I was stuck on top 5 villains. I really wanted to do that one out the gates. He was like the first person to comment, and I was like, bam, right there. That's it. No other competitors. But then I got lost for a second there. I was like, man, there's so many villains. There's so many ways to break down villains. And I kind of was abandoning it. And I was kind of moving over to the other ones, kind of, like top 5 Vince Vaughn and all those. There's so many good ones that were posted. But eventually, as I had a couple more days to think on it, I found myself making my way back to top 5 villains. And I kind of made it to where, to make it easier on myself, since that's the one where my heartstrings got pulled more towards it, I guess, if they were strummed. I found myself breaking it down into genres. Now, again, this is kind of like my 25 Days of Christmas stuff I've been doing in the group, where there's slant Christmas movies. These genres are not exact, but at least it's kind of spaced out. It's not straight up, down the line, same type of movies necessarily. There's a little bit of something different there, and that's how I compiled these 5. So understand this. It's not going to be the same genre. If it's like down, let me just go put it this way. I will reveal this much. There is one slasher icon in here. If it's something that, like, say if I had Freddy in here, I'm not going to have Leatherface. It's not going to happen. I'm not, because it's too damn close. I tried to at least do that much for you. So without further ado, top 5 villains. Coming in at number 5, this is something Blake Clark would enjoy, because I left this guy's fight scene off of my top 5 fight scenes that he asked me to do. But I'll give him this one. I'm going to go from the Raid movies, Mad Dog. More specifically, from the Raid 1. If I can get that out of there. See, I mean, they had to put him on the back. You can even see him right there. He's the guy on the right. He is just whooping ass, man. And what makes him so great is that he isn't exactly, your normal big badass villain. What makes him kind of creepier is not only in the things and the things he says and the way he words them, but also just his size, man. Dude looks like he's like all of 5'4". Like, you could pick him up. Like, if this dude picked a fight with you at like the supermarket or something over a loaf of bread, I don't know why you're getting a fight over that, but that's where my brain goes, people. You'd be like, come on, bro. Pick him up by his shirt, toss him out type shit. Like, just not threatening at all, just by look. But this dude shows you pretty fucking quickly he is not the man to be fucking with. He ain't the one, people. And if y'all haven't seen the Raid movies, we're going to cover these eventually. These are some of my favorite movies of all time, especially if you're a martial arts fan. See them like yesterday if you've somehow missed them. And if you're not, this is the type of shit that'll make you want to get interested in the genre. It's that damn transcendent. It's that damn good. The Raid is amazing. And Mad Dog in the first one is a big part of that. I mean, he's going 2-on-1. There's little lines he says. Like, there's a scene where he's talking to another guy where they're about to square up. Well, they're originally not about to square up. They're about to square up like, old Western style. They're about to maybe have a shoot-off. But he kind of calls dude in the other room like, come on. And I can't remember the line verbatim, but he basically says, he's like showing the gun like, this is nothing. He's like, anybody can do this. What really gets it going is this. So he basically like, oh, you try to square up, and dude's probably even like, man, what you like 5'2"? Nope. Don't judge a book by its cover, people. Mad Dog is a motherfucking beast. You see that face? Yeah, he's fucking up not one person, but two people in that scene. Watch this movie. He's not even the main bad guy, but you know how main bad guys have that like one henchman. He's the bad motherfucker that they gotta see under the main bad guy's orders, and he might not look it, but he ain't fucking playing games, people. Okay, number 4. I gotta go with the movie Seven, of course. And who is the villain in the movie Seven? That, of course, people, is John fucking Doe. The mystery behind this villain and the evil genius of this villain. This is more serial killer suspense style, so you know you can separate it from my big horror slasher, if you will. It's just amazing. Not even just the fact that John Doe, spoiler alert, people, is Kevin fucking Spacey. Like if you watch this movie today and you had never seen it, you'd be like, the killer is Kevin Spacey? Where did this come from? But the fact that like he just is a genius, man. Like those are lines they use in the movie where they say, like Brad Pitt's kind of the guy wanting him to be that crazy guy. Well, he's subconsciously wanted him to be that way. That's the way he's picturing him. And Morgan Freeman, even before John Doe tells him, is like, that's kind of what you probably wish, but that's not what we're dealing with here. I'm picking up on that pretty quickly because, you know, Somerset's a smart motherfucker. Damn. God bless Mill's heart. But John Doe, dude, he proves it himself. The way he's ahead every step of the way, no matter what they do. And then when they finally catch him, what he tells Mills is like, that makes you comfortable to label me like that. And, you know, I don't want to get too deep into this one because we literally just reviewed Seven, last week or whatever the fuck it was. My time stamps are terrible. Sorry, people. But look at our box office banner episodes, and you'll find Seven. It was recently reviewed if you did not see it. I pour out my soul onto that one, as do the other guys. But, I mean, he's just a genius. And it's his whole fucking plan is ingenious. And the way he pulls it all together with a perfect, sadistic, fucked up bow on top is just amazing. Probably my favorite serial killer ever put to a movie. John Doe is amazing for that reason. And if you still haven't seen Seven in general, all I said was what? That it's Kevin Spacey. That's not the biggest twist, people. Watch Seven, because John Doe has some tricks up his fucking sleeve, man, and he is a creepy son bitch. Believe that. And at number 3, movie I just watched and posted on the page. Yes, this is a Christmas movie. Again, Slant. The last fight takes place on Christmas Day. Shoot me, people. Of course, the biggest reason why there's not as clear of a picture here, you can kind of see him if I zoom in. Guy in the middle right there at the top, Drago. I'm pretty sure you know who Ivan Drago is by now. And a big reason why you know who Dolph Lundgren, the actor, is because of Ivan Drago. This is a guy that doesn't have many lines in the movie. I mean, what's he say other than like, if he dies, he dies. I must break you. That shit, are you fucking kidding me? But he doesn't have to say a lot, does he? Does he have? No, he doesn't. Come on, be honest. It's just sheer physique, scary, not facial features, but just whatever the emptiness he puts on his face that Dolph Lundgren like gives to this character. He just looks like there's nothing home, dude. Like he is just like he's almost like a robot. It's almost like he isn't even human. And I think honestly, the pull of the Rocky movies also help elevating this villain. Now you might be like, well, why is that? And that's because we're so invested, not in just the Rocky character, but the characters in general, including Apollo Creed, which, spoiler alert, if you somehow don't know, he kills in the middle of the ring. It's not just the bigger-than-life persona that gave this character and the way Dolph Lundgren delivered it to this character. It's just the whole movie in general, what built to this, how the villains in these movies, you know, first was Apollo. Apollo was a badass. Then you had Clubber. That's another level of badass. He seems a little more mean, like he's got a mean streak behind him. And then you leave us with this Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago specimen of a man that steps into the ring, and it is just, it's intimidating. He is intimidating as fuck, and he's proved that he will just flat out murder a motherfucker in the ring. He's that strong. He's otherworldly, and there's some worry even for Rocky. You're like, dude, I mean, this franchise doesn't seem to have a problem with killing off motherfuckers. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, Rocky, here. This Drago dude's a big ass dude, and there's just something to that Ivan Drago character. There's a reason why when people think of Rocky, it's the fan favorite, and a big reason why is because of Drago, the opponent, and what might be considered like the best franchise in movie history. There's a reason he stands out. But even if Rocky IV isn't your favorite Rocky movie, and I'm here to tell you it's not mine, Drago is always the first opponent to pop in your head. There's a reason why he was the one that got brought back, that storyline for Creed 2, because he just mesmerized people, dude. Ivan Drago is a bad motherfucker. Definitely worthy of a top 5 villain in my mind. And if you can't tell by now, I'm not, you know, John Doe gets the credit for that because he's more of, you know, at number 4 from 7. He's more of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? He's the person that can we'll just put it more simplistic terms since I'm blanking like a motherfucker right now. He's the person that puts the plan together, you know, outsmarts everything. Now, you could definitely find more of people like that on other people's lists. I'm more of like just action star villain. Now, Rocky, you were like, oh, well, you already had the martial arts thing. Yeah, it's martial arts. This is action. But I also kind of put Rocky more into the drama category. So that's why that works to, you know, again, kind of keep it separated by genres. But, yeah, I'm more of that kind of just cold, calculated, this dude could kill you villain over the person that outsmarts you. That's just more of my preference. So you're going to get more of those kinds of people. And then coming in at number 2, as promised, a slasher villain. Uh-oh. Who's this guy? That would be C.J. Graham, the actor that portrayed Jason in Jason Lives. That is also the fan favorite. Not my favorite, but the fan favorite. Brought him along for the journey. So yes, of course, my favorite slasher is Michael Myers. No, I'm not that dumb. Some people are. I'm not. But I also brought this bad boy out since I never really got a chance to show it off, dude. Look at all those fucking movies, dude. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, what are you even doing? Every movie, even Freddy vs. Jason, the remake, all on Blu-ray. Cop that shit. Other than that, though, Jason fucking Voorhees, peeps. Jason Voorhees. This guy right here is the shit, son. Come on, man. This dude is the definition of bigger than life, at least to me. When I was younger, dude, I remember before I could watch all these flicks, I was just off these slasher icons nuts, dude. I am to this day. Like that's my junk food. That's my movies I turn to repeatedly. Even the bad ones, I will find a way to sit through them motherfuckers just because I like the icons that much. And always, if I had to choose one, as much as I love the other ones, Jason was first come, first serve. And I think it's due to kind of like I said, my preference on this, the one that could just utterly destroy you the most. And Jason been had the highest body count. He's been tearing people from limb to limb, throwing them around like rag dolls. And of course, personally, 1 through 4, that kind of Jason where it almost feels like there's some human in there. That's my favorite incarnation. But the Jason we mainly think of, and what I honestly probably like his lesser movies is actually the ones that Kane Hodder's in, 7 through 10. And that Jason just tears people to shreds. And he's got to be, I don't know if the scariest horror movie villain, because, there's definitely something to, all the greats, Charles Lee Ray with Chucky, Michael Myers, and fucking Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, any of these motherfuckers. But the most intimidating, now he could be scariest too, but most intimidating for sure, that you don't want to meet in a back alley somewhere, like you got to fight one of these motherfuckers, who you taking? I ain't choosing Jason, bro. That dude will wreck you. Jason Voorhees coming in at number 2. And then at number 1, we got to go to the Kumite. And I was having a damn hard time figuring out which Van Damme villain I was going to choose, because this is a big underrated thing about Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies. His villains are always damn near top-notch, and that's what makes his infights all the more memorable, other than, of course, his great moves. And as much as I went back and forth, I looked at this bad boy. Now, this is, not as nice as some of the other shit I've shown you. It's even got a rip here, if you can see. But you know what? That builds character, right? And it's even faded a little bit. It almost has like a weirdish tint to it now. And the reason being is this flick right here, dude. This is the first time I ever watched this movie. It was on this VHS. I might have been like 4 years old. This is an old-ass version of this movie, and I still watch it this day. And a big reason isn't just because of Van Damme. It's because of this guy he's beating the shit out of right there. But make no mistake, he ain't taking much shit from anybody. Now, I know, of course, that's Bolo Young portraying Chong Li. I know this kind of goes with the martial arts side of things a little bit, and granted, I'll give this to you. There's some plot holes in my story here, because this is more of a martial arts movie. But when I think of Van Damme, overall, I think more action. So you're just going to have to deal with that. I broke the rule, and that's my reasoning, even though it's probably not the best reasoning. But Chong Li, man, you got to give it up to the guy. There's something about how dark, and the music really helps, because the way they kick up that music and they only play it when he's on the screen, you don't know what he's going to do. He's so unpredictable. He might kill you right in the middle of the mat, which you've heard he's done from Ray Jackson. If we ever do best supporting characters, he could definitely be up there for me. We'll keep that on hold for now. And you also see that because he actually does, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Bloodsport, what are you doing? Kill somebody in the middle of the fucking Kumite. And it's almost like, damn, dude. And puts another person, Ray Jackson, in the middle. Like, he could have killed him. He put him in the hospital. And you're wondering, like, damn, dude, our main character here has to beat this guy. He could kill him in the middle of the ring. He does not play by any rules. And that is what's so special about Chong Li. And this is one of the best martial arts movies, if not the best martial arts movie ever made. Just on atmosphere and, just not just the fighting. The fighting, of course, is great with the choreography. But just like the whole atmosphere of the Kumite, the underground fighting tournament. And just what martial arts means on principle. It goes on those guidelines so well. And the honor of it all. It's just such a well-made movie. And it would not be pulled together as well if you did not have one of the greats in Bolo Young playing that Chong Li character. And, of course, this movie was the main driving force for Mortal Kombat, if y'all didn't know that. And, we wouldn't have, I think, the brutality side, even though we didn't really get a Chong Li character, we got more of a Shang Tsung, whereas Van Damme in Bloodsport is more Johnny Cage. Yeah, the nut punch and all that. I think the main force of why we got the graphicness of Mortal Kombat is probably because of Chong Li and how graphic he was. He's got a dude before he, another fun fact, I'm trying to think his name, which it's one of the Creasy brothers that Van Damme fights. He fights one in Lionheart, and he fights the same one in Of course, he looks a little different in that one, but of course, which they look different in every movie. Let me not get too far off track, though. Of course, in The Quest as well. But the other Kiyoshi brother, he fights in, which was another guy that was a big, I was thinking about putting him on here, is he plays Tong Po in Kickboxer. Well, you can't really recognize him because they did some makeup on him for Kickboxer, but he's the guy that Tong Po, he breaks his fucking, kicks his shin in basically, and his bone comes out of his fucking leg. Before he does that, Quisi, however you pronounce his last name, he's doing this, which is what? What is that from? That's from Mortal fucking Kombat. When it's finish him, they do this for a little bit. And if you hit the buttons wrong, you don't get the fatality. They just fucking fall over. That was Tong Po, essentially. He looks completely different, but trust me, that's Tong Po. He's over here doing this while Bolo Yeung, the guy that plays Chong Li, is waiting to do a graphic move, pop his leg, bone out of his leg, basically a fatality. And this is what most of the Mortal Kombat creators were pulling from. So I think even though you don't really have that Chong Li character that you compare to in Mortal Kombat, I guess it would be Shang Tsung, but they're nothing alike. That's where they took their most creative liberties, which they did a lot of that because it's not like it's called Bloodsport, the game. But I think the brutality of Chong Li really is one of the biggest reasons it's as dark is what it is, because it's so much of it comes from Bloodsport, and what makes it not just, kind of a tame, there's some blood coming out of a mouth off a kick here and there, but, the definition of Bloodsport, why we like it so much, because it's just like, good God, dude. The stomping on the head of Ray Jackson, the kicking the leg in after the dude's doing this, the fucking literal fatality where he kills dude in the ring, that comes from Chong Li. So he's an inspiration, low-key, to, I think, what made one of the best, if not the best video game, at least fighting video game franchises ever. Chong Li is even bigger than you know, son. Chong Li's a bad motherfucker. And I think for that impact, I think that's what set him over the edge of the Tong Po's and Attilas of the world. But not by much. Good Lord, son. And that would be my top 5 villains. Maybe not what you're expecting, but you're getting my top 5 villains here. I'm not going to, if you give me a list of your 5, maybe I'll do those 5 and I'll break them down and say what I like and what I don't like about them. Maybe your 5 are my exact 5, but this is what I think are the best. Not objectively, but subjectively. And that's how I like to do this podcast. I don't want to be nobody but me. And I hope that was good enough for you, Zach Stirwaltz, and the rest of you that chose to watch my dumbass ramble on about villains. Appreciate y'all as always. Invite your motherfucking friends. I cannot emphasize this enough. Try and get to 800 here. Get to 1,000. We get to do a giveaway. And it should be a special one. So be ready for that. Maybe you'll be the lucky person we pick to get said special giveaway. It might be you. It might be you. Okay, not to get too creepy. Appreciate y'all for watching. Of course, subscribe. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this, and not the whole thing. I hope I'm good at that. But the whole I don't know all our links, honestly. Normally I just do the Facebook one. But subscribe to our Spotify. Booyah. Subscribe, like our fucking Instagram, all that good shit. And, of course, Box Office Banner Movies. If you're seeing this and you don't happen to be in the group, this is where you can tell me to do top 5s. Any top 5s you want me to talk about, I might do, and the rest of the crew might do it. Box Office Banner Movies. The movies is in all caps, and there's 2 O's in it. And we have a Podbean site now that you should also go to, Box Office Banner, official Box Office Banner. And I think that's it. I think so. I don't know. If not, you can yell at me in the comments. But why the hell do I know more about your shit than you do? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just trying, dude. Like I always say, I'm just trying. All right, man. Love y'all.